It's well known that some of Michael Jackson's favorite idols were James Brown, Fred Astaire, Sammy Davis Jr., Charlie Chaplin, Michelangelo and Walt Disney. But not a lot of people know that Michael Jackson was also a big fan of Bruce Lee, who died when Michael was 15 years old. A story that illustrates this was told by Jackson's bodyguards Bill Whitfield and Javon Beard in their book, Remember the Time, Protecting Michael Jackson in His Final Days. In his final 2 years, Michael Jackson and his kids spent a period of time staying in the Green Valley Ranch Hotel. After deciding to leave, the bodyguards were supposed to pack Michael's luggage. In the book, they write, "We had to be out of the Green Valley Ranch in a matter of hours. Packing his things was an ordeal in and of itself." Michael Jackson didn't pack his own luggage. When he was ready to move, he would just pull all his stuff into the middle of the hotel suite and leave it for us to pack up. That was the usual routine. Then one of the bodyguards went to Michael's bathroom to see if he left any of his stuff in there, but what he found was totally unexpected. He writes, "When I was packing up his room, I went into his bathroom to check for stuff in there. I opened the door, and the whole bathroom was covered with posters of Bruce Lee. There were stacks of books about Bruce Lee, framed pictures of Bruce Lee next to the sink. There was a shirt with a Chinese dragon on it hanging on the wall. It was like he'd decorated the bathroom to look like a Chinese restaurant. I didn't even know where all this stuff had come from. The Bruce Lee pictures really caught my attention. The kung fu poses reminded me of some of the dance moves that Mr. Jackson did in his videos. Was he in here practicing his dance routine? Was he meditating? I could only wonder." As a matter of fact, Michael's admiration of Bruce Lee started when Michael was very young, as he used to learn how to move with flexibility and fluidity similar to Bruce. In his book, You Are Not Alone, Michael Through a Brother's Eyes, Michael's brother Jermaine wrote, "At school Michael would use break time to show Marlon spins and different moves. As lovers of Bruce Lee movies, we had our own nunchucks, martial arts sticks, and Michael used to take them to school. Rules were more lenient in the days when kids didn't use weapons to harm one another. Michael and Marlon were like poetry in motion, using the nunchaku techniques to practice fluidity, flexibility and grace in movement." Another story of Michael showing his fascination with Bruce Lee was told by Michael's longtime friend and personal assistant Frank Cascio. Michael was a close friend of the Cascio family since the days of the Thriller era, and he befriended Frank and his brother Eddie when they were young. When they grew older, Frank eventually became Michael's personal assistant, and Eddie worked with Michael as a producer. During the Dangerous World Tour, Michael invited both Frank and his brother Eddie to accompany him during the tour. They accepted with excitement and traveled with him wherever he went to perform. In his book My Friend Michael, An Ordinary Friendship with an Extraordinary Man, Frank Cascio wrote about a time when they were watching a Bruce Lee movie. "Back at the hotel, Eddie and I hung out with Michael in his room, distracting him, giving him support, and watching old movies on Laserdisc. My dad came and went, checking in on us and spending time with his buddy Bill Bray. As we watched the Bruce Lee movie Enter the Dragon, Michael got up and began mimicking Bruce Lee's karate movements. He talked to us about every detail of the film, commenting on technical details about specific shots and explaining exactly what it was he worshipped about Bruce Lee. Through the years I would see Michael studying any number of great showmen, from Bruce Lee and Charlie Chaplin to James Brown, Frank Sinatra, Jackie Wilson, the Three Stooges, and Sammy Davis Jr. as he was doing now with Bruce Lee. Michael had a unique gift for incorporating the tricks of his heroes into his dancing. The hat, the glove, the walk, he got all that from Charlie Chaplin. There's one move that he used when he performed Billie Jean, where he slid his neck forward and sideways, then bent over and did a strange walk. He got that from watching the movements of the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the movie Jurassic Park. As the movie ended, Michael said, "Bruce Lee was the master. There will never be anybody like him. Whatever you do, you should master your craft. Be the best at it."
Okay. We're going to go in and clear, make sure, and we'll have other people that we find locate into there. Okay? Go ahead. Okay. All these are bedrooms. Is there any rooms here or anything?
There's another closet here.
There's another closet? Whose office is this?
That's his office.
Huh?
This is his office.
This is Michael's?
That's
Okay.
his office.
Does he have anything else as a closet or anything?